Welcome to the wonderful world of haircutting. Our learning objective for this topic will be to identify the reference points on the head and understand their role in haircutting. As we begin to understand the basic principles of haircutting, there are several little things you should be aware of that will make a huge impact in the outcome of your haircuts. Let's get started. First, let's talk about head form. When performing haircuts, we are working on someone's head. But everyone's head is different. Its size, shape, and form will all affect your overall haircut if you do not learn how to compensate for certain features. This is why the exact same haircut can look drastically different on different people. The head form is simply the shape of the head. However, you must keep in mind that even though all heads are round, not all heads are the same shape or size. Think of the differences between a basketball, a volleyball, a softball, or even a football. This should give you an idea of the ways head forms can vary in shape and size. Now that we know head forms can vary, we need to understand why it makes any kind of impact on the overall haircut. The reason is because the hair behaves differently in each of the various areas of the head. Being aware of the curves and changes in the head shape will help you to better achieve the look you and your client are aiming to complete. Now that we understand that head shapes can vary, let's take a look at where those changes can take place. When we are ready to begin analyzing the head, we need to look at the various reference points. These are points on the surface of the head where the head shape changes. They are used to create balance and symmetry, to recreate the same haircut consistently. And they define where techniques may need to be adjusted in order to compensate for various features. We begin by looking for the four corners. This would be from an aerial view, looking down at the top of the head. If you were to place a box around the head and slide it to the top, it would look something like the photo to your far left. Now remove the box, and you have the picture to the right. Knowing where the two front corners and the two back corners of the head are located will help in guiding your haircut. The apex is the highest point on the top of the head. It is found by laying a comb flat across the top of the head. Where the head and comb meet is where you will find the apex. The parietal ridge is the widest area of the head. It can be found by placing a comb flat against the side of the head. Where the head and comb meet before the head curves away from the comb is the parietal ridge. The bone that protrudes at the base of the skull is called the occipital bone. It is found by placing a comb flat against the nape. The point where the head leaves the comb is the occipital bone. Knowing these reference points will help guide you to understand the different areas of the head and why the hair behaves differently in these areas, so that you may achieve your client's desired look consistently. The first of these areas that you should become familiar with is known as the top working area, or the TWA. It is a horseshoe-shaped parting from the left parietal ridge, around the back, under the crown, to the right parietal ridge. The crown can be located between the apex and the back of the parietal ridge. It is in this area that we must be cautious of growth patterns, such as cowlicks and whorls, that can affect our haircut. The left side is found from 1/2 of an inch behind the left ear, forward, below the parietal ridge. And the right side is found from 1/2 of an inch behind the right ear, forward, below the parietal ridge. You will find the back section from 1/2 of an inch behind the left ear, around the back, to 1/2 of an inch behind the right ear, below the parietal ridge, and above the nape. The nape is the section found in the back part of the neck, and consists of the hair below the occipital bone. The last area that you should be aware of is called the fringe, otherwise known as the bangs. This area is a triangular section from the apex forward, ending at the hairline between the two front corners.